This conference will now be recorded.
What exception? Out of index, array index out of bound exception we will get, right? So we are creating the array of strings, okay, and then normally how we create the same way, just we add a square bracket and then we can give multiple values. So how many values we are passing here, with that size array will be created. So it is mandatory to give the size when we create a array. So whatever the size is, like 5 are, so with that 5 it is created. So with that 5 length it is created with the size 5, okay. And then how we access each element in that array? So 0 1 2 3, these are the index. So with the index we access. Name of 0 means first element, name of 1 is second element, name of 3 is fourth element, name of 2 is third element, okay. So if I print this way, it will be printing after this. So whatever this was the previous output, again this is the next output, okay. So which is this for loop output, okay. So these things I don't want now, okay. Just I will comment out. So control backslash, it will comment out all that lines, multiple lines at the same time. I want to comment uncomment. So exactly we have to select those lines and then uncomment. Uncomment, control backslash, comment uncomment, same thing, okay. So I will comment that, and now so I will remove the equal to as well, and then I will run it, okay. So here it is printing all the elements of that array. So there is a one more for loop that you can use or that you can write in, okay. So what is this loop? This is called as for each loop, okay. So this is a for loop, this is called as for loop, okay. And the advanced for loop is called as for each loop, okay. So in this we will see how we write, okay. So is there any question in this for loop, how it works and everything? Is there any question guys you have? Very simple it is. Yes, okay. So no questions, good. So guys, if you have any questions, please feel free to type in the chat and then let me know, okay. The issues you have, or you're not able to unmute, talk and all. So what is for each loop now? So for each loop will not have anything like integer I or anything. Just you have to pass in the data type. What is string it is, okay. So string I is not a, so I is a iteration only. So I will work for iteration only, but you are specifying that I have a string values to iterate through using that I, and then variable name here you have to give after colon. So I colon name. So what is my array? The name is name. And then inside this we write system.out.println name of I. So there is no change in this body, okay, inside that for loop. So just here the changes. So how we are writing till the length you are going, you are working on I plus plus, okay. So this is advanced for loop that you can use for arrays, collections, okay. So what is collection we will see, and then we can use this. Guys able to hear me?
So Rajni, so can you explain that part for string I, then colon name?
Yes. How that works? Yes, yes, I
Yes.
will explain. So what is a names will hold? Names are, name is a array holding 5 values, okay. So it means that execute this for loop each time with each value of I, each value of the name, taking that value in the I variable, okay. So I is
So
called
Rajni,
as
this is the
index.
syntax.
Yeah, so here you have to give the data type. Okay, so it will change. So tomorrow it is array list, you will write a array list. You are writing string, so if it is a string, you will write a string. Tomorrow it is a set, you will write a set. Okay, so what is a set, what is a array list, I will tell you. Okay, so this is data type will come here. So what type of data the variable is holding? Your name variable is holding string type of data, and I is my index. Okay, so here I is index. So arrays are having the indexes. Yes. So this for each loop is for only arrays and the collections. Okay, there is no other thing will work it. So for each method is easier to write. It does not require a counter or length property and no more variables. I is a index here, and name is a array. String is a type of the array. Which type of array it is? String type of array it is, and I is a index. Okay, so what is my index I am taking here, right? So we are writing here the index. Okay, so now I will comment out this for loop as well, so I don't want that. Just okay, so I will save it and name. What is the error here? Here I is a index, we have to give I. Okay, so here name of I we no need to give. Here we are giving name of I, so here directly you have to give I. Why? Your each value of your name is holding each time in the I. So I is holding Gina initially. Okay, so next it is holding Harpreet. So next Rajni, next Suresh, next Swati. So the iterations are going till the length of, so the size of, internally it is taking all that and then calculating. So how it will print, we will see that. So it is,
Rajni, at in this like format, we did not say I plus plus. How it will automatically detect and go to the next iteration?
yeah, that internal logic is already developed
Okay, okay,
everywhere. Okay, so
okay.
with
Thank
this
you,
for
Rajni.
each, so this is uh, like for us to make our life easy, this is there. Okay, for each loop is used for arrays and the collections, array list, set, and to make our life easy we have this for each, and then internally all that logic is written. And here we are not writing names of I. Okay, so no proper that variable name, and then already we have given name. So each index, each time different value is in the um, I it is coming. Okay, so with that variable each time the values are coming different, and then all that internal it is done. So for each string element called I as an index in the name and print the value of I. So what it means, for each string element I in the array name, print value of I. Okay, so it is printing value of I each time. So each time value of I is different. So it is printing. Okay, so this is much shorter. So this will again be interview question, guys. So what is the for each loop? Have you ever used? And what is the for each loop? What are the advantages? Is it like, then you can tell it is a simple, no need to use a length method, no need to have that increment I plus plus. So I we can use as a index, and then string I colon name. So each value in the name array will come in a I, and then each time we are printing. So for each element in the names array, I, print each I value. Okay, so this is how this for each will work. Simple it is. Okay, so what are the methods? We will see more on that. Okay, so where is the methods? We are good with the methods. Okay, so what are the methods, and then how we pass the parameters to the method? Okay, set age, how we are passing the parameter, okay, to the set age. So this way we are passing the parameters. Okay, and then whatever I pass, that is assigned to this one. We have seen constructor overloading as well. So what is a constructor? Who will tell what is a constructor? This one.
Constructor is the same name as class name.
Yes, constructor is a special
It
method
will
having same name as a class name. Yeah,
it
and
will
it will.
call, we will call automatically to the constructor will be automatically called, right?
Yes, constructor will be automatically called when we create an object. Okay,
Mhm.
so when we create an object, constructor will be automatically called. Okay,
So Rajni, can you open that for loop? So I just write down the syntax.
okay, yeah, okay. Okay, guys, have make a note of it.
Rajni, can you go constructor thing?
Sorry.
Can you please go
Yeah.
over the constructor one? Can you explain?
Okay. Okay, fine. Yeah. Okay. So I'll explain constructor and then methods and method overloading, constructor overloading again. Okay.
And Rajni, also if you can tell the difference between static variable and static method. Lots of confusion in that part.
Yes, yes, yeah. That is also we will see what is the sequence. Now I will tell you. So we will cover today Java methods, method overloading, constructor overloading. Okay, and then we will discuss about Yeah, then we will come to the Java modifiers. What is a public modifier? What is a private? What is that one? And then again, we will come for the same, the different, you are saying the static, and then what is, so that we can take in the next class as well. No worries on that. So what are the static variables or static methods? And again, final, what is finally, all that. Yeah. So again, we have around 2 weeks will be we will need to Java to finish. So we have few topics to discuss. Okay, guys. So you are good with, right? So we will continue with this. Okay. So what is constructor is? Constructor is a method having the same name as a class name. Before that, what is a method? In a class we can have the variables and the methods. So method is the format of method, syntax of method is this one: public void, the method name and parameter. So if there are no parameters, just opening and closing bracket. If there are parameters, you will give parameters separated by comma, integer age, comma, string name, and then you have again one more parameter, comma, 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 you add it. So number of parameters you can give to a method. So different activities you will perform the logical. So set age, it has a logic to set the age. Okay, so I want to assign some age to the variable which is puppy age. So age we are taking from this set age methods. When we are creating a object p1 here, at that time we will pass set age 20. So that 20 is coming and assigned to age 20. So now age is 20, so puppy age will become 20. This is a method. So like this, there is a constructor is a special method. It has a same name as a class name. It doesn't have any return type. Okay, it can only have the different number of parameters, and with that different number of parameters you can overload. Okay, what is overloading? So constructor with, you can have different constructors with a different number of parameters. So integer age, there is a parameter, there is no parameter. So this is your constructor. One constructor is parameterized constructor, one is a default constructor. So this constructor puppy, that is a default constructor. This constructor is a parameterized constructor. Why? Because it has a parameter. So parameterized constructor is because there is a parameter to that constructor. So we are calling it as a parameterized constructor. So constructor will never return any value like other methods. Okay, so this was about the constructor in short, and then we will see about, so now you understood one thing, that what is overloading. Overloading means having the same name but having the different number of parameters, having parameter or no parameter, or having different type of parameter. So that is overloading. Overloading means using the same name but changing the parameters. Compiler will run and it will find the exact match based on a number of parameters, and it will execute that method. Okay, so for example, you have a constructor puppy and puppy which is taking a integer parameter. So when you are creating a object, you are not passing anything, so default constructor will be called. When you are creating a object and passing some value, okay, so you are passing some value, for example, so that 10 is assigned, so 10 you are passing. So which constructor is called? So the matching constructor which will take a one integer parameter. So this is a constructor parameterized constructor that is matching here in this case at line number 32. So that will be executed. So now what is the age here? Age is 10. Age is assigned with the value 10, and what is the puppy age is assigned with the value Who will tell? 20 it is? 30 it is?
10.
Yes. So the 10 value which is assigned to this age will be assigned to this puppy age, because I'm writing here equal to age, right? So whenever we are writing equal to something, so that will be, if here in this case puppy P1 like equal to new puppy, here what is the value of the puppy age? By default constructor is executed. What is the puppy age in this case for a P1 object?
1.
Right. So here 1, because puppy is equal to 1, we are writing here. The logic we are writing there. So that statement will be executed. So that will be assigned. Yes. So this is the constructor overloading. Like this, we can have the methods, and then methods can also be overloaded. Okay, so what is overloading? Having the same name but having the different number of parameters or the type of parameters. This will be interview question, guys. What is method overloading? Method overloading is multiple methods can have the same name
But different
and
parameters.
yes, with different parameters. Okay, so for example, here I will write a different example. Okay, so what is a example I will take? So just I will write a integer my method. Okay, so this is a method and it is taking the integer a, and then there is another method float my method. So method name is same, right? So I will use the same method name, but it is taking different type of method. Okay, float b. So different type of parameter is tracing. Float and double are same. Double means what? So the decimal double it will take 10.10 or 10.1 to whatever that values that are float values. Okay, integer values are the numbers. Okay. So whatever you will specify that parameter, if it is matching, it will take. So for example, it has a string. Okay, string my method and the parameter is string. You are passing the string parameter and then it is matching with that, so this method will be called. Okay, or else you have a string and then you have another string name and password for that, something like that. So okay, now you tell me which method will be called on which statement. Okay, so this is again, I want quick responses. I want everyone to be very clear on this. So my method I will call with the number 20.21. Which method will be executed?
Float.
Float.
Yes,
Second.
yes, right. Okay, so now I will call a method my method and then I will pass in so the two names.
Third.
Okay, and then yes,
String
so this
method.
is my, yeah, so third method will be executed. If I am calling my method and then I am calling the method with the value now again 30.00. Tell me.
Float.
Yes, right. So if I pass like this, which one?
Integer.
1.
1, right? So like this, the compiler will be understanding which method to execute based on the call you are calling with. Okay, so you're calling with integer data, it will try to find an exact match. Compiler will execute this method. This method means what? The method under this there will be logic, right? So we will have a body. What is a method we will write? The method we will write, inside method we have a logic, right? So that logic will be implemented. So in this case, second logic will be implemented. What is my second logic? Okay, so some XYZ or ABC logic is there that will be executed, right? Okay, so like this, we will create a class. Okay, so guys, you all also create the classes, whatever we are discussing. Okay, make the, I will write a some demo and as a here. So here I will take a different here. Okay, different methods I will write. So for example, there is a method integer sum. Okay, and then to this integer parameters are there, integer x comma integer y. So here you are writing integer means it will return something, right? So there should be the return statement inside this method. So why there is a error, we have to give a static. So because in a class we are creating, so my bad guys. Okay, so we will write before a main method. Inside main method we will just call that. Okay, so now I created a method. My main is a method. Okay, so I will create another method. So what is my another method? Overloading we are learning. So I want to, so what is the meaning of static? We will see. I will use a double here, and then I will use a some method, same name, and the parameters will be double d1 comma double d2, and then inside this there will be a return. What we will return? d1 plus d2, or like we can give xy only, no issues. So what is the scope of variable in this block? Only xy is available in this block only. Here also we can use x and y. So this xy is different, that xy is different, the values in this xy will be different. Whatever you will be passing from the main method, that it will hold. Okay, so the scope of this xy is in this method only. The scope of this xy is in this method only. So we have method, we are learning method overloading. So I will create now and I will call a some method. So I want to print. Okay, so in yes, integer s equals to, I will call a some method with the two values. Okay, 10 comma 20. Which method will be called?
Teacher.
Yes, double I will use, and then I will write s1. Okay, and then I can't give again yes here, because in the same block we have already the name yes variable. If I give s again, it will be duplicate. In the same block we can't give a same name. In a different block we can give same name, because the scope of this xy is the limited in that block only. So here I will write sum, and then I will write 20.5 and comma 35.5, something like this, and then we'll execute and we will print. So I will print s once and I will print s1. Okay, and then we will see how that. So just to get an information, I will print here. So we are calling the integer method. So I will a method with the integer parameters and a method with the double parameter. So I will write in here double and then concatenation operation plus. So what is the plus operator? Concatenation operation. Why it is needed? To concatenate this string. Okay, double quotes, everything in Java, whatever we write in the double quote, that is a string. And yes is a variable. Variable we will never write in double quotes or single quote or anything. We will directly write the variable. So how we have given the variable to print? Directly. If it is a text, that is considered as a string, so we give it in a double quotes. Save it, run it. So integer, the sum is 30, right? So 10, 20, and here it is. So the sum is right. So 0.5, 0.5 became 0. Okay. If
So
I give
Rajni,
here 0.1, yes. Tell me.
like, what is the use of static and static? Why we put static?
Okay. So here static. Okay. So one thing here, we are not creating object of the class. We have not created an object of some demo class. Okay, so this is my class, and any method which is a normal method, which is non-static method, if I want to access, I have to create an object of that method, and then I will be accessing that method. I can. Okay, so now here I am accessing some method without creating the object of that class, because it is a static. So static will help us in accessing the methods without creating the objects. So static methods are bound to the class, not to the object. Okay, so which is your puppy method? In this there are methods. Okay, so what are these methods? Are setAge, getAge, that are non-static methods. So how we are accessing with the P1 only? What is P1? The object only. Without that you can't access. Normal methods you can't access without objects. So here I want to access before creating the object, or sorry, without creating the object. So your static methods, static data members are bound to the class, not to the object. So
Okay. So why we put static? Because we did not create a some demo object to access that.
yes, we don't need to create as well. Why? Because only one block of memory will be allocated for this. How many copies you create, irrespective of that. No matter you create 100 object or 100 objects or 1000 object of this class, that many copies will not be created. Static, only one copy created for that class. Okay, even if it is a static variable, there will be a static variables also.
So Rajni, how we will come to know, like in real time, which one we have to make static or non-static?
Yeah, yes, I will tell that scenarios as well. Okay, so when we discuss more on a static keyword only, tomorrow only we will take that. Okay, so then you will understand. Okay, so our next topic is about the keywords only. So what are the different keywords? We have a static keyword, final keyword, we have the visibility, public and private, protected, and default. So what are the meanings of that? So here you are having the public, so can we write private, or what will happen if we write a private? So you might be having that questions also. What is a static? Like that, similarly you will have a question, if I use tomorrow private. Okay, so now here I'm using public. So maybe public is you already aware, or it is simple like, okay, it is available to all the public and that's why it is public. Okay, so there is a meaning for each, so we will discuss about that in the next class. Okay guys, so overloading, any questions in the overloading, method overloading? Static I will tell you tomorrow. Okay, so any questions in the method overloading? No. So the number of parameters are different. For example, you have a one more static method, okay, and then it has a 3 parameters, okay, integer and integer z, and then x, y, z you are adding here, okay. So you are calling again a method with this 3 values, comma 30, and then now in this s2 you are holding this, and now I want to print that. So it is again a integer with 3 parameters. So your method overloading is with a different number of parameters, different type of parameters, double R or integer, or different number of 1 or 2 or 3. So when we are calling with the 3, it will be called, this one will be called, okay. So you can see the integer with the 3 parameters, it is called. So what is my 10, 20, 30? So what will be the output of this one? So what we are 30 we are writing, so we should print here s2 variable, right? So I am printing s variable in front of that, so that was, so here the addition is 60. So s2 variable is holding the value of 10, 20, 30, that is 60. Yes. So this is method overloading. We have oops concepts to see, we have different keywords to see, that we will see in the next class, okay.
Rajni, do we have session at 11 o'clock?
Yes.
So,
Same
Rajni,
link?
I just have a
Yeah, same. Yeah.
So Rajni, I just have one more question. So if somebody asks like in the automation scenario, like you have 3 more hours and your testing is not finished and just 3 more hours left and you have to put it into production. So which approach you will use? So in that case, we can say the parallel testing, or there are a couple of, I don't know exact answer. So,
Okay. Yeah. For that, okay. So, okay. So 3 hours we have. Okay. There are depends, right? So we already completed testing. Even though 3 hours, I will not do anything. My testing is done yesterday only. What if?
Mhm.
What is the detailed question? So your testing is not finished and you have so many things to test and you have only 3 hours. So how you will be like, what will be your approach? This is what they are
Yes,
trying to ask. Okay.
yes.
Yeah. So in that way, the answer I could give is, so I know as of like when we are working, we know, right? So what are the changes in the recent time that we need to focus on? Okay, so I know prime feature is developed in this sprint, and then I will test related to prime, and then I will do the smoke testing or a regression testing, just few high level or a priority test cases I will execute from the each module. Okay, in that 3 hours, I will try to run the regression and the features which are developed in the recent times, in that current sprint, whatever we developed and whatever we are delivering to the client first time. And if I have a automation, so I'll execute automation scripts only for this. I have automation, but I will not execute all my 1,000 test cases, because it may take more than 3 hours, so I may not be able to finish that testing in 3 hours. So if I don't have automation, I will manually test, but my priority will be like the features which are developed in the recent times and the priority test cases. So what are the priority test cases in any application? Okay, for Amazon, what are the priority test cases for mobile or each module? That are the user is
The
able to add
critical
to the cart.
functionality, we are
Yeah,
checking the smoke.
critical. Yeah, so the smoke and regression, that are like critical functionalities, so that one I will test. And So if I have automation, I will run with the automation, or if not, then I'll do manual. But only these things I will cover. You can say high priority test cases I will test along with the recent features, like new features developed, because that is my critical business, right? So Amazon should not come us and say that, okay, my mobile module is not working. So high priority is working, then client will not create any issue. So if in case some minor thing is there, and then somewhere there is a alignment issue, somewhere there is a some different issues, so that will be okay. Sometimes client will be ignoring that, but the critical functionality should work. Okay. So